Straight ahead on 12 News, a complaint over affordable housing.
There's a moment in time where we've hit our limit, and this is it.
Why some inner ring suburbs believe they're being treated unfairly. Then, questions arise in Robbinsdale from last week's water main break. Who should pay for the damage to homes? And a little later, raising a glass to Surly, the Brooklyn Center beer maker that's ready to celebrate a new chapter. 12 News starts right now. Hello, and thanks for joining us. The Brooklyn Park City Council plans to vote tonight on whether to join Brooklyn Center in a formal housing complaint.
The complaint accuses the Metropolitan Council of prolonging racial segregation with its affordable housing plan. And Cassie Bonstrom joins us now with more. Cassie?
Well, Mayor Jeff Lundy says Brooklyn Park has done more than its fair share of providing affordable housing. In fact, more than 50% of the homes in the city are considered affordable. But it's also caused a huge financial burden, one that the mayor says the city can't afford anymore.
What happens is when you don't have other communities that step up and do their fair share, then you end up with concentration of poverty, which we have in Brooklyn Park. You end up with schools that are not performing as well, and then you had houses just don't sell or appreciate in value because of those schools.
Lundy says the Met Council's plan is flawed and expects cities like Brooklyn Park to build new affordable homes simply because there is less opposition.
We're saying it's time for the metro area to stand up and say this is a shared responsibility, and it's not just Brooklyn Park's job to provide affordable housing for everybody.
The Met Council won't comment on the complaint because they haven't seen it yet. However, the plan is open for public comment until September 26th. Then the Met Council will adopt a final policy sometime in November. Now, as for tonight, the council is expected to vote in favor of joining the complaint, and then it will be up to the federal government to decide if it has merit. Mike and Alex, if it does have merit, then the funding for the Met Council's plan could be in jeopardy.
All right. Thanks a lot, Cassie. In Crystal, police are seeking the public's help in finding the person who threw a large brick into a squad car window, nearly injuring the department's canine. These photos show the damage, which police say happened early Saturday morning in the Crystal Police parking lot. A 40-pound brick shattered the squad's back window. Canine officer Rocco was in the back seat. The dog was not hurt.
It's curious as to why they would do something like that, and we think it's possible they were intentionally trying to hurt the dog or the canine officer who was back there, but we don't know what their motivation was at the time.
The Crystal Crime Prevention Fund is offering a $500 reward for information leading to an arrest. In Robbinsdale, more homeowners than originally thought have been impacted by last Thursday's water main break.
6 brand new homes are among those damaged, and now affected homeowners are waiting to see who's going to pay for those repairs. Here's Sonia Goins.
They did save the mattresses, but we're going to dump them because they smell horrible.
Lisa Woodruff's garage is full of stuff that used to be in the lower level of her home.
That chair, they did save that, but that also smells.
Her home on Scott Avenue is about 3 blocks from the water main break.
We were all down here stuck with sewage in our lower levels, and we couldn't get out because the road was blocked.
The carpet was brownish and it had like little poop particles and everything. I'm just like, gross.
Besides the yuck factor, Anna lost most of her clothes.
Oh, I cried. I just cried. I was like, I have nothing.
Now, Hennepin County is actually responsible for the road, and a joint water commission is responsible for the water main that broke. The city of Robbinsdale really doesn't have anything to do with the mess, yet they stepped up to help residents.
This spring, the Robbinsdale City Council approved a no-fault sewer backup fund that would allow the city to help homeowners immediately.
We were able to, as a city, contract with a company that was able to go out and take care of the residents, remove the sewage, and start drying out the basement.
They did a phenomenal job. I was very happy.
Now the city of Robbinsdale and homeowners impacted by the water main break are waiting to see if the Joint Water Commission is going to pay for the damage.
The Joint Water Commission and those that are, I'll say responsible for that, think about what would they feel like if they had the same scenario happen.
Sad. We worked hard. All of our neighbors worked so hard to get their homes.
In Robbinsdale, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Officials with the Joint Water Commission say the League of Minnesota Cities Insurance Trust are handling the claims. Meanwhile, they hope to have the water main repaired by Friday.
The State Patrol is investigating an accident that sent 2 people, including a Brooklyn Park police officer, to the hospital. The officer was driving southbound on Zane Avenue near Regent Parkway Monday morning when he hit a car pulling out of Edenbrook Elementary School.
From witness statements, it sounds like a moving truck may have been driving southbound on Zane Avenue too and possibly been screening a person's view that was leaving the elementary school.
Injuries to the officer and female driver of the car were not life-threatening. It has been 2 months since an alleged drunken driver hit and killed a 16-year-old on Highway 252 in Brooklyn Park.
The victim, Jason McCarthy, was a student at Champlin Park High School. He was also a member of a youth baseball team who paid tribute to Jason on Sunday.
This game is for this one right here, guys. Boo, right here.
The Brooklyn area Bandits remember their teammate
Jason McCarthy, that's what we're playing for. Make him proud, we're gonna make him proud.
by wearing his number and initials on their sleeves.
They wanted to honor Jason by putting a patch on and his initials along with his number, and they wanted to make sure they were with him all the time.
Jason McCarthy was killed in July when his car was rear-ended at high speed by an alleged drunken driver. Michael Van Wagner of Coon Rapids faces 2 counts of criminal vehicular homicide. Jason's teammates found out about his death as they were preparing for a game against the same team they played on Sunday.
We found out in our championship game past summer that Jason had passed away, and we were in our championship game when we found that out.
Mike Bertrand coached Jason for 10 years and remembers him as being dedicated and hardworking.
I think the bond was there. I think the bond was even stronger once he was gone, because I think they realized how important he was.
Bertrand says the sudden loss serves as a reminder about what's important.
Monday night he was with us, and then that Tuesday he was gone. So it's important that you give your kids a hug and a kiss every day.
We're gonna have fun, we're gonna try hard today, guys. We're gonna make Jason proud, okay? Bring it in, guys. Bring it in! Ready? Jason on 3! 1, 2, 3, Jason!
Jason's team lost that championship game earlier this summer, but they beat that same team on Sunday 5-3. Coming up, what put Maple Grove high on Money Magazine's list of best places to live?
Then later in sports, a back-and-forth battle between Cooper and Chanhassen in prep football.
But first, a wonderful week weather-wise. Our run of 70s continues. In a matter of months, Brooklyn Center-based Surly Brewing will be making a move.
That's right, a new destination brewery in Minneapolis will help Surly increase production of popular favorites such as Furious and Bender. In this week's Business Matters, a look at what the Surly move means for the Brooklyn Center facility. It's cheers to a new chapter at Surly Brewing.
We love Surly.
As legions of fans known as Surly Nation gather for Surly Fest,
drinking the Festbier right now. Or as I say in Germany, Festbier.
The Brooklyn Center Brewery is on the verge of change, 8 years after opening as a company of 2.
I always say all we tried to do was brew enough beer to meet payroll. That's it. And everything that's happened to us is, been an amazing ride and been fun to be part of, but it's nothing anyone ever expected, I guarantee you that.
Now employing around 50 people, Surly will swell to 150 employees when they move into their new Minneapolis destination brewery under construction now near TCF Bank Stadium. The move doesn't mean the party will end in Brooklyn Center.
It allows us to have this facility really focus on specialty beers, barrel-aged beers, wild beers. It's really a pretty unique situation that not many breweries have that great opportunity to do. So it's really pretty exciting. I know a lot of the brewers are excited to do a lot of different small batch stuff here.
Surly President Omar Ansari has sentimental ties to this building.
Dad, come here. This is my dad. Hi, Nick.
Ansari's father, Nick, once ran his Abrasive Metals small business here.
We will keep brewing beer here. There's no plans to close this.
As for where Surly Nation will celebrate next year's Surly Fest, stay tuned.
It might be back here. It might be at the new brewery. Honestly, with all the challenges we have of trying to get the new space open, we really haven't figured out Surly Fest 2015 yet. Surly's new Minneapolis brewery is scheduled to open early next year.
Still ahead, is life really better in Maple Grove? A national magazine thinks so.
But first in sports, Armstrong gets back in the win column for the first time in 2 years in football. John Jacobson has that and more when we come back. It was a big homecoming weekend, Armstrong and Cooper included.
Yeah, a nice day for both homecomings, especially Saturday afternoon. What a great day for a game. And Cooper getting on the field this one with Chanhassen. They and Bloomington Jefferson were the only two football teams with no losses in the new Metro West Conference coming into the weekend. Cooper tried to stay perfect as they hosted Chanhassen on the Hawks' 50th anniversary homecoming. First play of the second quarter, and a Cole Kirchhoff handoff on the 4th and 1 gets into the end zone. And Chanhassen's up 7-0. And after another Storm TD, Cooper erupts. Philip Howard to Jordan Marshall in the corner of the end zone to get the Hawks on the board. Big defensive play by Cooper linebacker Alonzo Holly as he intercepts the Maxon Hutton pass and returns it to the Storm 25-yard line to set up a Levante Taylor touchdown. Then after the Hawks recover a fumble on the ensuing kickoff, Taylor scores again. Cooper scores 3 times in 3.5 minutes, and they lead 24-13 at the half. A big break for the Storm as a deflected pass winds up with Chad Mapes to set up a touchdown, and Chanhassen grabs the lead back. Cooper goes back in front 30-28 on Taylor's 2-yard run, but Chanhassen scores 2 minutes later, and they hand Cooper its first loss of the season, 34-30. Cooper's District 281 neighbor Armstrong also had homecoming this weekend. The Falcons were aiming for their first win of the season as former Armstrong coach Ryan Bartlett brought his White Bear Lake team to Plymouth. With White Bear up 3-0 in this game, Thomas Barber gets good blocking up front. He goes in for the touchdown, and Armstrong takes a 6-3 lead. Coach Jack Negan looking for his first win as Falcons coach, and he sees a game-changing play here. Dexter Betts catching the pass from Collis Barber. And the Bears won't catch Betts. He dashes 96 yards for the touchdown. Armstrong goes up 12-3 after again missing the conversion. With White Bear Lake driving late in the half, Barber makes a diving interception, the first of 2 for him, and it's a 12-3 game at halftime. After a 30-minute lightning delay, play resumes and the Falcons defense continues to shine. Angelo Damiani picking off the pass, one of 4 interceptions for their D. On a 4th down play, Nathan Olkey finds receiver True Thompson, who hangs on despite pretty good defense. And Armstrong breaks a 16-game losing streak dating back to 2012 with an 18-3 win. Maple Grove's football team is rolling. The Crimson look to improve to 4-0 heading into this week's game against Tutino Grace as they played host to Champlin Park. The Rebels, though, will march right down the field on their opening drive. Touchdown pass here, Harrison Jones to Scott Bowe, and a quick Rebels lead. Maple Grove comes back. Clark Winnicky in from 8 yards out on the run. That makes it 7-7. Crimson defense then gets into the act. Grant Hemsey with a sack and forced fumble gives Maple Grove the ball on the Champlin Park 12, and that sets up another score. Then in the second quarter, Winnicky in from 10 yards out to make it 21-7 Maple Grove at halftime. Third quarter, following a missed botch putt by Maple Grove, it's Jones and Bowe for another touchdown, 14 yards on that strike. But it's all Crimson from there. Brad Davison to Sam Franta, who fights his way down to the 3-yard line, and the Crimson would score 2 plays later. Lucas Burrington seals it up for Maple Grove with an interception, and he brings us back 60 yards for a touchdown. Maple Grove wins 43-14, and they move to 4-0. The big Roy Griak cross-country invitational is coming up this Saturday. Many local teams hit the trails and golf courses for big meets over the weekend. The Armstrong boys finished second in the Class 4A meet at the Milaca Mega Meet behind champion White Bear Lake. Rogers tied for 11th place with Tutino Grace, Maple Grove, and Osseo 15, 16, and 17. Kevin Dado of Tutino Grace won the race. Eastridge won the Class 4A girls title ahead of Bemidji and Moorhead. Tutino Grace is 6th, Wayzata 7th, Maple Grove 9th, Armstrong 11th, and Champlin Park 17th. And the Wayzata boys raced at the Apple Valley Invitational, and they placed third behind Eden Prairie and St. Michael Albertville. Lakeville North is fourth, and Waseca fifth. Hopkins volleyball team won a big tournament over the weekend, and we'll have more. The Royals coming up tomorrow at 4.
All right, thanks a lot, John. In Local Vote 2014 this week, we'll hear from candidates running for Osseo School Board.
There are 9 people running for 3 positions, and we start with Delma Francis and Robert Gerhart.
Hello, my name is Robert Gerhart, and I'm your candidate for the Osseo Area School Board. Did you know that our school district controls over $250 million a year? That's a big number and a big responsibility. I've lived in our district for over 16 years, and I have 4 kids of my own who go to school in Brooklyn Park, Osseo, and Maple Grove. You can be confident that I have all of our students' best interests at heart. You can also be confident that your tax dollars will also be put to the best use possible. To learn more about me, Robert Gerhart, please visit www.electgerhart.org. That's elect, GERHART.org. Thank you for listening, and I ask for your vote on November 4th.
Hello everyone, I'm Delma Francis, a candidate for Osseo District 279 School Board. I'm also a substitute teacher in the district, and that gives me special insight into what we do well and what we need to work on. First and foremost, we need to strengthen the tie between home and school, because if our children are to succeed academically, we all have to work together, parents, teachers, and administrators. I am particularly interested in seeing that we are fiscally responsible, allowing us to put existing funds into state-of-the-art technology in our classrooms and into closing the achievement gap between African American students and others. I care deeply about our kids, and I know you do too. So on November 4th, go to the polls and vote for me, Delma Francis. Thank you.
Up next, once known for maple syrup, we'll tell you the new sweet distinction for Maple Grove.
We'll be right back.
Once known for maple trees and gravel mining, Maple Grove has changed quickly.
One of the fastest growing cities in the state, Maple Grove is ranked number 2 on Money Magazine's Best Places to Live list. The distinction was among cities with 50,000 to 300,000 people. The magazine singled out Maple Grove's home prices and also the town green area.
You can shop, you can exercise, it's clean, it's neat, the people are friendly, so it's just a nice place to be.
I love the city. I mean, it really grew up. I mean, I kind of grew up with it, so I went to high school at Osseo, and it's been really good.
I like that they have things going on during the summertime here in Town Green. We're here a lot.
Maple Grove also boasts more retail than any other city in the state except Bloomington, and the best place to live, well, Money Magazine says that's McKinney, Texas, north of Dallas. That does it for us. Thanks for joining us.